What's up, guys? Welcome back to another daily technical analysis video. So I should have made a video yesterday because I did enter a trade based off these 4-hour bands turning green, so turning positive. And also the RSI did technically cross, you know, it might revert today if we don't see, you know, higher price, I guess, or if we don't see strength, it will revert. So this could just be a little fake out cross and might invalidate the trade. But based off the 4-hour bands mainly, it is bouncing off right now. It didn't even touch it, but it is bouncing up a little bit. So trade is still valid for now. And, we're up 1% with a 5% stop loss. It's not, it was looking good way up here, but, reverted all the way back down almost to my entry. Actually, basically to the entry right here at 59K, 59,500-ish. That's where I entered. But trade is still valid, and for us to see higher prices, obviously now we're going to need to break above what we just did, 62K almost. Actually, on the wick, it was 62. But candle body close, we're definitely going to need to, because we had technically resistance off of it once, almost twice, and now we're going to need to come up and flip it, flip it and then bounce off of it like that. But it is looking good because we did technically break above the last, or 61K, which was the previous resistance that we needed to break above. So we broke above it, closed 2 candles above it, but then immediately, I guess you could technically say we closed the last one on it, and it tried to break it, so it is valid resistance still right now. But we did technically break it, and it's just reverting. It's just reverting back down to where I'm guessing a lot of people got long here, because now this is valid support right at my entry, valid support. So, it would have been nice to obviously go long way down here, 54 or even 49. But based off my system, which I'm giving you guys here, right? This is my system, is the 4-hour bands, which they're just 12, 21, and 50 EMA bands. I'm sure you can easily make that yourself. And also, part of my system is the flip of the daily RSI. So it did flip. It was looking way better of a cross, but now it might be reverting like I just said. So that's why also I entered. And I got in a tighter entry based off the 4-hour bands. And if we go to Ethereum, bands did flip, but Ethereum not being as strong, and the RSI being even weaker than Bitcoin. Technically, it might be actually flipped already back. Yeah, technically it did. Just barely flipped below it. So Ethereum, there was no trade for Ethereum. And if I would have got in, we would be underwater massively. This is where you would have gotten in. And I always do 5% stop loss. So actually, you would have gotten stopped out. So good thing I didn't enter an Ethereum trade. Ethereum's just a 2-week right now, basically. And the major levels, we still need to flip. Yeah, we had resistance off of the 2700 just about level. Major resistance, 3 or 4 candle body closes below it. 1, maybe 2 wicks above it, but we couldn't just get it. And yeah, Ethereum's just not as strong, clearly. So for there to be a good trade, we need to break above it to possibly see a good trade building or setting up. And definitely the RSI flipping a strong cross above it. And on Solana, there could have been a good trade on Solana, but based off the bands, we would have gotten in right about here, and we would have gotten stopped out for sure. Yeah, would have gotten stopped out 4 hours or 8 hours into the trade. So I didn't take a trade on Solana either. Good thing. Could have longed the retest, right here or right here. Could have longed it and potentially have closed it up there. But I didn't do that. And the bands also crossing back below would have invalidated the trade either way. But on stacks, STX, I did enter a trade also. Very correlated with Bitcoin. So that's why it's going in my favor with Bitcoin. Entered a trade right here based off the 4-hour flip. I think I entered it right here. A little bit off maybe. And we're up a little bit. Just a little bit. 1.6% with the same 5% stop loss. Hasn't been invalidated based off the bands or the RSI. It's the same, pretty much the same with Bitcoin, but it actually might get invalidated. But what will completely get me out of these trades entirely will be the 4-hour bands, because we still have strength. And if you went long last 4-hour bands, you would have gotten stopped out, break even basically. But right here you would have made a good trade, clearly. And hopefully that plays out again. Don't need to go too much further in the charts. But basically, yeah. That's what we're looking at for these 4 coins I just gave you. Mainly Bitcoin, biggest trade that we're making right now. And biggest invalidation of no uptrend would be the RSI flipping back below the moving average. And yeah, that's about it for today. See you guys in the next one, and peace out.